I'm Lisa Marie, and you're watching the Wrestlegamer on WGS-TV.
You're warped away into another episode of WGS-TV right here on YouTube.com/Wrestlegamer. I'm the Wrestlegamer, Billy Boudreaux, and this is going to be the NXT review for the week of June 17, 2015. Not much to talk about on this week's NXT, but still a lot of good stuff to talk about. You know, there's a saying, quality over quantity, and it applies in all aspects, and I think it applies to this show as well. I mean, it was only a 3-match card, and there was like one vignette, and that was it. But it still was a good show. The first match, it was a 6-man tag. From what I understood, this was like the ending to the big show they were having for Florida State University right there, and Full Sail University, I'm sorry. So this was like right around the end of the show. Enzo, Amore, Colin, Cassady, Carmella taking on Blake, Murphy, and Alexa Bliss. Pretty cut and dry 6-man tag. They would have Amore and Cassady hit the rocket launcher. When will they tell Rich Bretton that is the rocket launcher? That's what it is. From Sweet Stan Lane and beautiful Bobby Eaton. And they would pick up the win. Then we would have a very interesting look into Finn Balor and his past. And I gotta say, after watching that Part 1 vignette, I never really knew that he and Becky Lynch had such a strong connection with each other. I'm not talking romantically. I'm talking about maybe like life-altering and stuff like that. Because when they were interviewing her and she started talking about it, she was like really getting really emotional, really choked up about, what an impact that Finn Balor's had on her life. And I never really knew that there was this type of connection between these two. So I'm really interested to see Part 2 of this story and where they're going. I love the fact that WWE even allowed usages of the name Fergal Devitt, which was his indie name. So I was a little shocked by that. Charlotte would take on Cassie, I think her name was. This was basically just a job match. Charlotte would lock on the figure 8 leg lock on Cassie to pick up the win. And I'm still wondering to this day is when will they call up Charlotte? Just a thought. And finally, what I think everyone wanted to see is what I wanted to see. Samoa Joe and Kevin Owens. And it did not disappoint. Only in one aspect. No clean finish. There was no clean finish to Samoa Joe and Kevin Owens, which, if you think traditional wrestling logic, and I know that's kind of an oxymoron when you try to associate traditional wrestling logic with WWE, since nine times out of 10 they don't follow traditional wrestling logic. Whenever the first match and the beginning of a feud does not end with a clean finish like we had with Samoa Joe and Kevin Owens, traditional wrestling logic dictates that the feud continue, the hype build up more, the story advances further with these two to an ultimate point of cultivation in the feud. And I really want to see what... Now, do they really need the NXT Championship to kind of further the storyline between these two? I don't think so. I don't think that the NXT Championship is absolutely necessary, when Samoa Joe even said it in his promo that he was basically more after Kevin Owens rather than the NXT Championship. No, he may not have said that per word, but his actions in his promo would kind of lead me to believe that he's not vying for the title, he's vying for a fight with Kevin Owens. And just one question, barring any of the instances we've seen with Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins in the past, when have we seen any two guys on the main roster, they start having a fight, post-match, and then you have to call out all the referees and all the security to break them apart. When was the last time we've actually seen that on the main roster? I can't really recall, to be honest. I can't. I really can't. I could think of an instance with John Cena and Brock Lesnar, but that was back in 2012. And that's when Lesnar stiffed Cena big time. And I think it was either like a broken lip or a broken nose. But all I remember is that he stiffed Cena big time. But, yeah, I can't think of any other instances beyond that that did not involve Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins. And it really wasn't as intense as what they did with Samoa Joe and Kevin Owens last night on NXT, which made it that much better. So, in essence, good show. And like I said, may not have had a huge quantity of matches and vignettes to talk about, but the quality of them was really, really off the hook, in my opinion. Overall score on NXT this week, it's going to get a 4 out of 5. Best match, got to go to Samoa Joe and Kevin Owens. I mean, these are two huge guys who would really like to fight. And I'm going to combine them into one storyline. It's definitely going to be intense. It really will. Don't have a worse match. So, that's pretty much going to leave it as is, guys. So, with that being said, what I want to know from you guys out there, because remember, like I said on the Raw review, open forum discussion. That's what I do on here. I offer up my opinions. Now that you've heard what I've had to say, I want to know what you guys out there, you guys, and see I'm holding up my hands, you guys, the floor is yours. I want to hear what you have to say about NXT. Be sure you put your comments in the comments section below. Don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to check out my current Double Play series. Quick programming note. Instead of doing rotations like you guys are accustomed to seeing, I'm just going to do one series at a time. So that way it can get done and get out there. I mean, the Honey Pop, I've been doing it since, I want to think, October or November. And well, we're in June. So I think doing it on a rotation might not exactly be the smart thing to do. So I'm going to do the series one at a time. And currently, it's The Walking Dead Season 2, Episode 1, All That Remains. Be sure you check out that story because, again, it's really, really good. And that game is the sole reason why I like the TV series. If it wasn't for that game, I would never have watched The Walking Dead had it not been for the Telltale Games version. So be sure you check that out. I'll have a link to one of the videos in the annotations at the end of this video. So with that being said, guys and gals, I am the Wrestlegamer, Double B Billy Boudreaux, saying we'll see you at the next Warp Zone.